Well, it's been a really busy summer already in Chicago, especially right in the heart of downtown, and there's still a lot more to come in the weeks and really months ahead.
Yeah, and joining us now to talk about some new tourism numbers and much more is Mayor Brenda Johnson. Thanks for being with us in studio this morning, Mayor.
You're welcome, and good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you. So we do have some new numbers that really show an increase in the hotel room demand and the overall kind of economic impact in the Loop, up from last year. Yeah. What do you chalk that good news up to, and how do you keep filling the still, empty buildings as we continue to recover here in the Loop post-pandemic?
Yeah, well, first of all, the city of Chicago is growing. Our economy is growing in ways that are outpacing other cities. More people visited our city last year than any other time in the history of Chicago, 57 million people. And what we've seen thus far, as you indicated, our hotels, our occupancy rate is at 89%. So essentially our rooms are essentially filled. And it has a lot to do with just all of the activity that's happening in Chicago. What's happening at the Magnificent Mile, right, where the vacancy rate has fallen below what it was at the highest point after the pandemic. And so the confidence that people are, developers and visitors have in the city of Chicago is a direct result to the critical investments that we're making, all of the activity that's going on, particularly with our Department of Special Events, right? And so, this weekend we're going to have our Gospel Fest. Next week is Lollapalooza. So again, more people are visiting Chicago. Our economy is growing and moving. And again, it's the direct result of the type of investments that we're making and the confidence that people have in my administration.
It's still good to see more storefronts filled, like you said, but I was walking with some people who were visiting recently, and they're like, man, there's still quite a bit of, empty storefronts. What can we do to get those filled?
Well, we're going to keep doing what we've been doing, right? And so, as I said, the vacancy rate has fallen below what it was at the highest point during the pandemic. And so whether it's the Harry Potter store, Hello Kitty Cafe, the Eye in Hand Magic Show, right? I mean, so Portillo, so more businesses are actually choosing Chicago. We're the top destination for corporate relocation 13 years in a row. We've been voted the best big city in America. One of the things that I know that I've had to do, and I've paid a lot of attention around this issue, is bringing violence down. The confidence in our economy is growing because we are experiencing historic lows. We had the fewest amount of homicides in 60 years last year, just between June 1 and July 20th. From this time last year, we were down 15%. And so as we continue to make it easier to do business in Chicago, as more visitors continue to come to Chicago, that builds confidence for these corporations to continue to relocate. If you even look at the Loop, 1.7 million people visited the Loop in the first quarter. That's another increase, $485 million in economic impact. The investments there have reached almost $1 billion this year alone. And so the confidence in our city is certainly growing as we build safe and affordable communities.
And it was really good to hear about the declines in crime. Of course, we always want to hear that. But we have the rest of the summer still to come. So a lot of time still to come. We got Lollapalooza, our Music Fest. We've got Superintendent Snelling, who's now gone. So how do we prepare safety-wise for the rest of the summer, specifically an issue we've had with the teen gatherings? That's still been a problem.
Yeah, well, listen, what we've seen and over the course of these last few weeks, those trends have dissipated, right? And I believe it's a direct result to creating more opportunities for young people. Last year, we hired more young people ever in the history of Chicago. This year, we're going to break that record again. We are creating more spaces for young people. We partnered with the YMCA of Chicago. Over 2,000 young people took me up on the offer. They have free memberships, WNBA All-Star Weekend, 500 free tickets for young people. We've invested more in our parks. So there's a direct correlation between creating more opportunity and activity for our young people and crime going down. If you look at the neighborhoods that hired the most amount of young people, that's where we have seen the greatest decline in violence. And so as we hold people accountable, which we most certainly have to do that, we also have to create opportunity. And as a result of the investments that we're making, more people are visiting our city. No administration in modern history can say that they oversaw the city at a time in which our economy was growing and violence was going down.
I'm glad you mentioned accountability, because we know this one idea to kind of address those teen takeovers is this parental accountability law that would fine parents if their kids commit crimes. If you don't support that, what else do you recommend to kind of solve that problem?
Well, first of all, parents have to remain engaged with their children, and adults have to do that as well. Look, I have 3 children. My oldest, so pray for me, I drop them off to Eastern Illinois this time next week. So it's our first child going off to college. Parents have to stay engaged and stay involved. I'm going to create as many opportunities for our young people, but it's going to take all of us, right? And so accountability certainly matters, right? My children want accountability. When I was a public school teacher here in Chicago, my students wanted accountability, but what they talked about repeatedly was creating opportunity. So I don't think it's a coincidence that you have not heard about these gatherings, particularly with young people. You've heard about gatherings with adults, right? So let's keep that in mind. It's not just young people that are participating in some of this reckless behavior, but I don't think it's a coincidence that as we create more opportunities for young people, more safe spaces for young people, you're seeing less and less of those type of gatherings from taking place. And so the more opportunity we provide for our young people, the more we challenge adults and corporate partners to get engaged, to create safe spaces for our young people, we're going to see thriving communities. And the results are speaking for themselves, right? Our economy is bustling, more activity in Chicago, more people are coming downtown, more people are booking hotels at the time in which, of course, violence continues to go down. So do we have more work to do? Yes. Am I up for that challenge? Absolutely.
Speaking of that, before we go, 2027 election.
Yeah.
You have not said if you are going to run again for re-election, and that is kind of baffling to us because there's only 7 months left, and so many people have come out. So are you going to continue the work? Are you going to run for mayor? Tell us.
Well, first of all, I'm really excited about what we've accomplished as a city, right?
Come on.
And there will be time for that. Keep in mind, I did not make an announcement until October of 2022.
So October maybe
well,
is
I'm
when you're
just
going to make
saying
it?
that right now I'm focused on building safe and affordable communities, and we're going to count on the city of Chicago to help us continue to build that.
Well, I do want to ask you quickly, you know, we got to talk about that poll, that 13%. Does that give you pause to not make that announcement yet?
13% saying
they don't support your next election.
Again, here's the number that I'm most impressed with. There are more people visiting our city and crime is going down. I promised the people of Chicago that I was going to build the safest, most affordable big city in America. As our economy continues to grow and violence continues to go down, there's no mayor in modern history that has that track record. Then myself, of course.
Mayor Brandon Johnson, thanks for being with us this morning. We appreciate you coming. We'll keep the conversation going. We'll talk maybe in October again, and hopefully before that.